on this, I did not have a topic for my informative speech, and I asked Rachel what I should talk about, and the first thing that came out of her mouth was the history of rap. So I took that seriously, and I have made a presentation about the history of rap. So what do you think when you hear the word rap? Most of us think of Eminem, like Drake, like Nicki Minaj, all of them, or if you're like Law, you think of Kanye West.
Hamilton.
You think of who?
Hamilton.
Hamilton? That's a good one. That's a good one. Well, over time, the genre of rap has evolved through rhythm and rhyming of lyrics, from old school rap to new school rap. I've listened to this genre for years, and through the last couple weeks, I've done some pretty extensive research, and I discovered things. First, I'm going to discuss what rap is. Second, I'm going to talk about how it came to be. And third, we're going to talk about how it has evolved into what we know today. So, rapping is essentially the speaking of chanting or rhyming lyrics, usually set to a beat. This is something that it's kind of common sense, right? We just kind of think of it, they're like telling a story. And then the subjects are always usually about sex, violence, and social political issues, which makes sense too, because when you truly do listen to the lyrics of a rap song, that's what you hear. So it makes sense. And then some people, according to Amanda, consider Shakespeare to be a rapper because he does very sophisticated poetry, which rhymes. Makes sense, right? In a way. Something like that. So, now that we kind of have a clear definition, we can kind of see how rap came to be. So, I apologize if I do not say this correctly, but I believe it is griots in West Africa. They are storytellers that told either local stories or kind of just issues that they saw to the beat of a drum. This was also happening in the Caribbean islands. Folk artists were kind of doing the same thing. They just didn't always use drums, but it was the same concept. So this was carried to America through the slave trade. This was brought, and this was a way that the slaves were said to have coped with what they were experiencing and going through. This was a tradition that they were able to keep from home that was kept alive all the way up until 1970s, when rap was seen to be a form of street art. And it was very popular among the young African American teens. But in 1979, rap gained major recognition through Rapper's Delight by Sugar Hill Gang. And we are going to listen to this song because I did not think that I recognized it until I heard it. Do some of y'all kind of recognize this song? I didn't know that this was the first kind of initial rap song. See, you're banging. She knows. So you kind of hear how it's kind of just almost like a story in a way. He's talking, but he's not talking so fast where you can understand. Now, most of y'all are probably thinking, well, that's great, but that definitely is considered old school rap, which is something I found interesting because rap wasn't really recognized until this song. So when it finally did take off, it was one of those to where record producers were willing to put a lot more time and effort into it and discover more talent. So it kind of evolved from just the male African Americans to all sexes, all genders, etc. Like today we have Nicki Minaj, I mean there's Salt and Pepper, and then there was the Beastie Boys. Kind of went all over. I wasn't sure what you were saying, but yes. You always catch me off guard. But so it gained a lot more support from the genre in general. And then something, like I said, that I found interesting was old school rap is considered to be kind of like that. It's a lot slower, you kind of understand the lyrics a little bit better, the beat's a little bit more kind of chill. To where what we have nowadays is considered new school rap, which is a lot more complex in its rhythms, in its lyrics, sometimes even in the subject of it. You have to really listen and try and understand what the artist is saying. So when I looked up what is the most popular rap song today, I was very surprised by this answer. And I looked it up on Billboard. And apparently, the most popular one is thrift shop.
I'ma take your grandpa style. No, for real. Ask your grandpa, can I have his hand me now? Your little jumpsuit and some house slippers. Dookie Brown in the jacket that I found. Nigga, they had a broken keyboard.
So if you kind of listen, you kind of hear how like he's talking a lot faster and like all of the beats and everything. It's not just a simple drum. There's like 5 different other things going on at once, which isn't really something I thought about until I had like kind of compared it, and I was like, dang, that is a major difference. So that was kind of that. Like I said, I was very surprised that was the #1 rap song, but it's fine, I guess. I apparently did not have a vote in that, but it's fine. Oh, and this is my work section. So today I discussed what rap is. I showed you where it came from, which I found very interesting because it makes sense. And then also what it has evolved to into today. So over time, again, the genre of rap has evolved through rhythms and rhymings of lyrics from old school rap to new school rap. And today, we have seen that rap has withstood the test of time. And I hope when you're in the car, when you're jamming with your friends, or if you're jamming to Kanye West like a law, that you have a new appreciation for rap and where it came from.